Now we have Qualy. I think it's a 10-minute qualifying. I don't know. I don't have any access to the time, but I think it's 10 minutes. No one is leaving the pits. Hopefully we are not under a bug, because there's a bug in GT7 where no one can leave the pits, and I think that's what's happening right now. No one is leaving the pits, or this qualifying will be red flagged, or I don't really know what's going to happen. J-Kier left the lobby. This is bad news. Is anyone else stuck? Yes, it seems so. We're having some problems. So let's see how this goes. I think everyone is stuck. No one can leave the pits. I think the lobby is bugged. Try to leave the menu, to press start, leave the track, but to the menu lobby, and try to join again. This happened, the same bug happened on the championship, and we lost a minute of qualifying on high speed ring. But I think that it's going to be red flagged, and the lobby will be restarted, because I think no one can really leave the pits. Beatrix went down, and yes, it's a red flag, said Zephyr on the chat. This is not great news for the players. This is really bad news. This game is totally broken. Let's see if the game doesn't bug again. We don't need this. Please, game, collaborate. Please, tell me that there are people leaving the pits. I think there are. Yes, we have players on track, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we have players on track. TeslaFighter is the first one to come out. JP with the Mazda LM55. Whoa, that was dangerous. 3-second penalty for crossing the pit exit. The pit lane exit. Meanwhile, JP returned to the pits. Portela with Alpine. Oh, this is there. We have already some chaos, but stay calm. This is the formation lap. The hot. Sorry, not the hot lap. This is the out lap. J-Kier joined again. She will be able to join the race as soon as qualifying ends. We have Higher 09, the TGM champion, won the TGM season 12 after not winning any race. Impressive stats, historic moment. It was also the first gripper to win a race in GT7. And let's see what he can bring us today to Le Mans. Portela with the Alpine, same choice as Daytona. But a little reminder that the BOP is different. The Mazda lost quite a lot of power, as you can see, for the choice of the grippers. We have Chica, we have JP with the Mazda, but now the strongest car, as we saw in the free practice in the last days, is the Hyundai, which is the choice by Higher and Zephyr 0534. Cool liveries by them. Portela with the Alpine, not the strongest car, but not the weakest as well. A little bit of lag. Here we have Chica, Shadow in the LM55 as well. Buldani on the 4GT. The GTEs are quite interesting, but we have a highlighted car as well. The 4GT is the greatest choice by everyone. I'm so sorry, the stream is lagging a bit. Here we have it. It's the strongest car on the straight line. Oh, be careful, Dragon. Beatrix having a little bit of the battle. But calm down, guys. This is only the outlap. Who's down there on the Honodier? It's JP. Not getting any slipstream from now on. Alone on track. Might be an interesting stat. Portela and Higher are near to start their hot laps. It's quite gusty on track right now, 6.2 meters per second of wind going to west. This might affect the car's performance on the straight line, especially after Tête Rouge and in the Honodier. And higher starts his hot lap. It's going on board with him. Taking the first corner. A little bit laggy. Let's follow this POV. Quite interesting. Quite futuristic cockpit from the Hyundai. We saw in this week that Hyundai might join World Endurance Championship in the future. And I must say, it's quite weird being the most overpowered car on the category right now. Straight light speed, sorry, 190 miles per hour. Might be the strongest car in the straight. Crossing the first chicane. Some leg spikes over here. Let's check Portela. Oh, and I think that the Alpine doesn't have that preview on the cockpit, which is bad. But the cockpit of the Alpine is quite weird because you don't have any space inside of it. Quite claustrophobic. Portela is gaining some time on higher. Let's see if he benefits with this. Meanwhile, who is going to be the first crossing the line in GTs? I think it's going to be Tesla Fighter. Let's follow him along. Let's try to see the top speed. 270 kilometers per hour. Really fast. Let me change the HUD. Portela, having a little bit of a wheel in the gravel. Let's take a look to Zephyr. Chica TC. With Shadow right behind. Two Mazdas. Tesla Fighter is alone in the GTEs. Buldani with a penalty. This lap is going to be invalidated. Dragon coming behind. Beatrix also with a half a second penalty. Cunha and Jeremy quite close. This is good news for Cunha with a slipstream. The Aston Martin is not as fast as the 4GT, and here we have it. Higher taking the last chicanes. Let's see what he's going to do. And crosses the line to get 3.24.2 seconds. What about Portela? 3.22.0. 2 seconds faster. Portela is flying. Zephyr with the penalty. This is not going to be validated, I think. 1 second penalty. Oh, Zephyr. This is not great news for Zephyr at all. What about Shadow? Shadow is going to cross the finish line. Chica did a 3.25.9 and Shadow 3.24.8. So Shadow goes up to third and Chica to fourth. Meanwhile, Test is going to be the first gripper and the first driver in GTs crossing the line. Let's see if he will manage to get the pole position here in Le Mans Prologue. Tesla Fighter got his first official and confirmed win in the championship in the season 12 in Daytona, but also he had already won in the last multi-class we did in Sainte Croix. Here we go. Testel Fighter is going to take 4 minutes and 3.3 seconds. Good lap from him. Let's take a look to Blue Dunny, who's the next one to cross the line. Oh, there's quite a close battle between Jeremy and Dragon. Please don't ruin those laps. Don't ruin those laps. Here's Blue Dunny. Blue Dunny with 8.1 for 8.1. Here's Dragon. Let's see if he does better. No, it doesn't. Jeremy with a 4.1.2. Dragon with a 8.6, and Cunha. Oh, I didn't saw the lap. The chat is quite fast, but for now, Jeremy is the fastest GT on track, with a gap of 2 seconds to test, followed by Cunha. Oh, and Cunha and Blue Dunny and Dragon are quite close, less than a second from each other. Beatrix, I think, yeah, she is 4 seconds behind Dragon, and Marcio Diaz is yet to close the lap. Oh, Marcio Diaz with the Galbus team livery, amazing stuff. Good one. JP is also, oh, 3.5 seconds with a penalty. That's not good. Not good news for JP. Marcio crosses the line. 4.14, not enough to catch Beatrix. Meanwhile, Higher and Portela. Portela now with the fastest lap and benefiting from the slipstream from the Hyundai. Higher is improving his lap by 2 thousandths of a second. 100 not. Sorry. Oh, Higher got a penalty. No, yes, good choice, but this is the final lap. So I think that Portela is going to manage to get the pole position here in La Sarthe. Let's see if he improves. No, it doesn't. What about Shadow and Chica? Coming along. In the essence of karting. Track names in French. Oh, and Shadow is right behind. Please don't ruin the laps. Zephyr improves, but it's not enough. Gets P4. What about Shadow and Chica? Shadow gets P2. Overtakes Higher 3.23.3 if I'm not mistaken. Zephyr gets P4. Chica P5. What about Jeremy? Jeremy ruined his lap. Test doing some donuts. Cunha is still going. But I think, yeah, that's all, guys. It's pole position for Portela, and I think it's pole position for Jeremy, if I'm not mistaken. So let's take a look to the results. Portela does a 3.22.0, fastest lap in the hypercar category, followed by Shadow, Higher 09, Zephyr 0534, and Chica closing the top 5. And the pole position goes to Jeremy on the GTE category, followed by Testel Fighter, who got the lap 2 seconds slower than him. Arcunha follows Test, and I'm trying to see the other page. Blue Dunny right behind Cunha, and followed by X-Dragon Dark. X-Dragon not Gripper. Beatrix in her first race with TGM, official race with TGM, getting P11. Marcio Diaz and JP is going to start, well, of course, in front of the GTs. Didn't manage to make a lap. The TGM Le Mans Prologue is about to start. Portela on the pole position. And I hope I didn't put the music too early. No, I didn't. Here we have it. We're about to start the race, guys. And we are racing in Le Mans for TGM Le Mans Prologue. Portela takes the lead, followed by Shadow and Higher, who is already catching Shadow before the turn 1. Impressive stuff over here. What a great start from Higher. Chica TC right behind. Let's take a look for the GTEs. Zephyr had an awful start. I don't know what happened to him. Taking the first corner. A little bit of lag. Jeremy going a little bit too wide. Test right behind him. Here's JP as well. In the middle of the pack of the GTEs. Kira left the lobby. Probably internet connections. Don't know what happened to Zephyr, but it wasn't the best start. Sadly, I can't check the replay. And GP left. GP left the race, exactly. I don't know what happened. Oh, everyone is leaving? Okay, everyone is leaving. What is happening? I think the race is red flagged, exactly. Oh, what a shame. What a shame, the race is red flagged. I don't know what happened, because we're about to watch a second restart. And I love this song. I love this song, ladies and gentlemen. I don't mind. Let's take it out again. Let's see who's going to have the best start. Portello on the pole position. Jeremy on the pole position of GTs. And we are rolling again, ladies and gentlemen. We are racing for the TGM Le Mans Prologue. 3, 2, 1, and we are racing, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Oh, what a horrible start from Shadow. Zephyr takes the position. Shadow has some problems, for sure. Shadow is losing positions. Meanwhile, let's take a look for Jeremy. Well, where's Jeremy, actually? Well, I lost Jeremy. Jeremy... Oh, I think now we have problems again. Jeremy didn't start the race, as well as Marcio. And I think this is going to be red flag, but I'm not sure. We have people stopped on the track. Oh, and Portello leaves! Oh, the servers are impossible today. The servers are impossible. Which means Sarthe takes the lead, followed by Zephyr and Chic TC. He's JP in P4, and I think this race is going to be red flagged again. Oh no. Oh no. Yes, the race is going to be red flagged. Ah, what a shame. This game is not in conditions. This game is not in conditions. Amazing. This is amazing. This is amazing. And it's another red flag. This is the second red flag of the race, the third red flag of today. Let's bring the sound. The song. Let's bring the song one more time this afternoon. And TGM is getting ready to race the TGM Le Mans Prologue. Here we have, ladies and gentlemen, Portello takes a pole position, and we are racing in Circuit La Sarthe. Let's see if now we get a stable race. Everything seems good. Oh, already losing some positions in the GTs. Jeremy, hopefully not with the same problem. No, where's Jeremy? Jeremy lost a couple of positions, but let's take a look at the front of the race. We have already a great battle in the hypercars. For P2, Portello gaining some advantage. Tesla Fighter taking the lead of the GTs. I'm sorry. But what about the hypercars? Some discussion on the chat. I think, whoa, let's see, Zephyr is slowing down, probably writing. And I think the race is going to be restarted. Zephyr lost the position to say that information, and yes, this is a red flag. It's a red flag after 11 minutes of race. And yeah, the race is red flagged. And let the music start again. And hopefully, this is the start of the TGM Le Mans Prologue. Our first GT7 Le Mans race. And here we have it. TGM is racing, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have it. Higher, Shadow and Portello on the top 3 of the hypercars. We have Zephyr overtaking Chica by the inside. This is crazy stuff we're watching here. Now Jeremy, let's see if he holds the first place. Yes, he holds. What about Chica and Zephyr? That overtake was quite strange. I want to watch a replay later. But here we have it, another hypercar hits Shadow with Higher right behind. Here it is. A great battle for the top 2. Let's see what the Hyundai can do on the straight line, straight line speed. Don't forget the Hyundai has more top speed than the Mazda, and here we have it. No chances by Shadow to defend. Great stuff by Higher. Let's take a look to Zephyr. Chica already lost a couple of seconds. Almost a second, yeah. Jeremy holding his position quite well. There's Starfighter behind. Here's Cunha and JP overtaking Cunha right now. He didn't have the best quali. Here's Beatrix. Her first race officially in TGM. Kirabu. Here's Marcio. Probably had any issue with the start. Let's now take a look for Higher. Shadow was in the front, but not anymore. Higher in P2. The Hyundai giving some good top speed. Here's Zephyr right behind, just smelling the P2, the battle for P2 here. Chica lost quite some time. Shadow won't be able to defend from this Hyundai. This is the Hyundai strike by both Zephyr and Higher. And yeah, no chances by Shadow, sadly. Now let's take a look at the race start, if I manage to do it. I want to see what happened with Chica. Okay, this was quite strange. Let me check again, I'm so sorry about this. I want to leave the replay. Okay, might not be possible. Okay, the replay bugged. Amazing. I was trying to check what happened at the start. It was a weird overtake. And oh god. Don't tell me the game lagged or the replay graphs. Yeah, I think the replay is broken. Yeah, we are watching a full replay right now, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't get out of this loop. Let me leave, let me join, and the replay doesn't go. Okay, so yes, sirs, now it's my time to have problems. So I will be rejoining the lobby. I'm so sorry for this. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have it. Portel is still in the lead. We have now a battle for P2 again. Higher and Zephyr. What happened to Shadow, I wonder? I don't know. The game broke, and we have now a battle for both P4 and P2. Let's see, Higher or Zephyr. Who's going to take the second position of this race? He's Higher. He's defending the interior. And no, Zephyr breaks a little bit later. Whoa, nice. Nice defending from Zephyr. Nice defending from Zephyr from the outside of the corner. Now let's see if with the slipstream, Higher manages to get Zephyr before the Indianapolis. Here it is, side by side. Meanwhile, Shadow got a good gap from Chica, but he has a penalty. Here's Higher in the front. Let's take a look for Zephyr. And yeah, Zephyr just left Higher, went away. Now Shadow has a 1 second time penalty, which is great news for Chica. Meanwhile, Jeremy is still in the first position of the GTEs. JP gained some time, which is good news. And let's take a look at Chica. Let's see if he manages to overtake the Dutchman. Quite hard, but not impossible. Let's take a look at the tires. Chica with hard tires. Whoa, interesting strat. Opting for the long stint in the first lap, as a first stint of the race, actually. Shadow with the medium compound. Zephyr with the time penalty of half a second. Lost a couple of time to Higher. He's on the medium compound, Higher on the soft, and Portela on the medium. Sadly, I don't have the gaps. Here's JP with a half a second time penalty. Jeremy with the holding the first position. Oh, and Chica. Uh-oh, this is bad news. Chica is... Oh no, Chica is not pitting in the first lap. No, of course. But Chica started with the hard tires, and he's now pitting. Quite strange strat, I think. Maybe he got his tires wrong? I don't know. And of course the table is lagging, of course. The Chica is not in first position. Here's Portela, Zephyr. Where is actually Zephyr on the timetable? This is lagging quite a lot. Chica now with the medium compound leaving the pits right behind JP, who's with the soft. And now, oh, and now I have the time gaps finally. Thank you game. But Zephyr, less than a second behind Higher, but he has a second time penalty. Meanwhile, Higher trying to catch Portela. He's with the fastest lap, 27.9. Let's take a look to the GTEs. How it's going here in the back. I think they're having quite a distance. Here's Cunha. I think Cunha lost the position to Buldani in the meanwhile. So right now the podium for the GTEs is Jeremy, Test and Buldani. Good stuff here. Dragon right behind, a non-gripper. Beatrix having her first race. Now in P5 if I'm not mistaken. Kira and Marcio with a not good race start. Let's see if Marcio manages to catch Kira. He's now with a half a second time penalty. Portela now with the Alpine. Oh no, Buldani is not first. Oh, of course not. With the GTE, it would be insane. Now Zephyr is going to slow down. This is great news for Shadow, but Shadow has also bad news because JP is already behind, but he's going to need to slow down as well. So let's see how this goes. Chica, something must happen. Has a half a second time penalty, but he may have crashed. I'm trying to see a replay, but I think the game won't deliver a replay, so let's stop with this. Jeremy now facing some danger from Test Fighter. Let's try to look at the top speed on the onboard. Let me see if I can manage to have the other cam, this one. 260, 270. 70 was the top speed without the slipstream, I think. Let's see. Whoa, almost was 273. But no, it was not enough yet. But let's follow this battle. It's going to be interesting, I think. Both Jeremy and Test are on the same strategy. No, actually no. Jeremy is on the soft tires. So Jeremy will need to stop first. And a little reminder, every driver started with 80% of fuel in the tank. So this might get the strategies a little bit different. And it might get a bit interesting. Meanwhile, Portela, no, Higher takes the fastest lap, 3:25.7. What a great lap from Higher. Here's Zephyr. Keeping in mind that Higher has the soft compound. Meanwhile, Test still following Jeremy. Jeremy with his first ever pole position in TGM. Historic moment for the Gripper, who joined our community last year. No, actually it was this year, yeah, 2023 if I'm not mistaken. One of the newest Grippers, I think. He's quite close to be ranked. Meanwhile, Buldani not having the best of the races, but Cunha having some problems as well. 1 second time penalty. This is great news for Dragon. Ex-Dragon Dark. Beatrix quite far away. Is Marcio? Marcio overtook Kira already, but a race to forget for both, I think. Quite complicated. Portela holding his first position, 3 seconds away. Higher with a huge gap from Zephyr, 7 seconds. And this race has become more stabilized. Meanwhile, JP is hunting Shadow and doing fast setters. Oh, and yeah, fastest sector, but you receive a half a second penalty. Now something must really have happened to Chica besides the pit, because Chica lost a couple of time. Here's Jeremy making the first pit stop. Let's see what he chooses. The softs are dead. And a little reminder, all the drivers must use the 3 compounds unless we have a race in wet conditions. And a race in wet conditions is when that bar over on the left side of the tire use, that's the percentage of water on track. And when that bar gets to a third of the complete, gets one third complete, it means that the race will be declared wet conditions. Here's a pit stop from Jeremy, our pole sitter. Let's see where he ends up. fueling up the tank. Buldani quite far away. So no, Buldani already overtook. Yeah, I think all the GTs overtook Jeremy. No, not yet. Here's Marcio. I think Jeremy will be able to get in front of Marcio. Here's this, fueling up. Marcio crossing the last chicane. Yeah, and Jeremy comes out in front of Marcio with a medium compound. Interesting choice from the gripper. Here, 2 seconds behind. And yeah, this is going to be a long race indeed. We are already 13 minutes away. Meanwhile, Dragon over to Cunha. Cunha with used soft tires. Meanwhile, Dragon opting for the long stint. Taking another look for the hypercars. JP is gaining some time on our Dutchman, Shadow 3264. Shadow, who already won a race with this Mazda. And he's the master in Monza. He's amazing. I think he has 100% of winning rate in Monza. I'm not sure. But Shadow is an insane driver. Indeed. Keep in mind as well, this race is a full day-night cycle. We may have rain as well, but not sure. 4th lap for the GTEs and 5th lap for the hypercars. Portela with the tires completely murdered. He's losing some time for Higher, who's in the soft tire compound. And weirdly, how are the medium tires more used than the soft tires? This is weird, but did Higher pitted while the stream was down? I'm not sure. But I don't think so. Let me see. Higher. Yeah, Higher didn't pit. Neither Portela. So this is insane. This might be a bug of the game? I don't know. Taking a look for Zephyr on P3. Right behind we have Shadow and JP. JP is slowly catching Shadow. But still a long bit to go. Chica was the only hypercar who pitted. Meanwhile, Jeremy was the only GTE who pitted. Let's see if there's anyone pitting again in this race. Higher with the fastest lap so far. 3:25.7. And gaining some time on Portel. No, Portel is getting away. Portel is gaining with the Alpine. Oh, no, he's losing. Now he's losing. Be careful with the Hyundai. It's the most overpowered car on the category. And he's losing quite a lot of time. Here's the fight for the lead, for the race leader. Portela catching the first blue flags with Marcio Diaz in front. Hopefully Marcio doesn't ruin anything. It let Portela by. Marcio will need to slow down for the penalty and let Higher by as well. Good job by Marcio as a blue flag on the GTE category. Buldani is pitting with medium tires. Let's see how used are they. Dragon as well pitting, but they are low on fuel, so the GTEs are low on fuel. So this might not have been the best strat from Dragon. Could be a great strat from Cunha. And an interesting choice by Buldani. But as a first stint, I think for the GTEs it would be better the soft or the medium tire, one of those. The hard tire was indeed a wrong choice, I think. Unless Dragon is trying to get rid of him as soon as possible and now will race on mediums and soft tires only. Reminding that the 3 compounds must be used unless we have wet conditions. Here it is, our pull seater with Portela behind. Or both pull seaters. Portela lapping the GTE, the hypercar pull seater lapping the GTE pull seater. And Jeremy, who is now in P2, behind Test, who still needs to pit. Meanwhile, Buldani leaves the pits, right behind Dragon. Oh, and there's a close encounter with Marcio. Be careful. And Marcio still needs to pit, I think. Let's watch this battle a little bit closer. Here's Buldani, Cunha, and Marcio. Marcio in the one of the last sectors of the track will... Oh, be careful, guys, be careful. Marcio is being lapped, I think. Yes. No, actually it's the battle for position. Here it is. So there's Dragon. Oh, I'm sorry. Dragon P3, Marcio in P4, and Buldani in P5. Here's Buldani. Let's take a look. Whoa, there's a little bit of lag. Buldani with the GT. The most overpowered car in the straight line. Let's see where he goes. He tries to go on the right side. Will he try to defend the interior? I think so. It's the best thing to do. Here it is. Buldani overtakes without any major problems. The Ford GT is a beast in the straight line. This isn't good news for Marcio, neither for Dragon. Dragon, who is right now on the hard compound again? Didn't... Oh, so Dragon didn't change the tires. Dragon just stopped for fuel. Interesting plane, interesting choice. But now it's getting dark, and the hard tires might give some problems with the cold track. Must be careful with the track limits. Still a good battle for the GTs. For the P4. Or P3 actually, let me check. No, actually for P4, exactly. Buldani in P9. Oh, there's a battle. Here's a battle between Dragon and Marcio. And I think, yeah, the corner is for Dragon, indeed. No major fight from Marcio, who has a time penalty, so he will need to slow down in a bit. Meanwhile, Cunha and Beatrix and Kira in the last 3 places. Coming back to the... Whoa, and we have a closed battle already in the hypercar. And all the drivers must pit in this lap. Let's see how this goes. We're going to have a pit battle indeed. Portela, 9 seconds ahead. Zephyr and Shadow and JP way close to each other. Tesla Fighter pitting now. And it's getting darker and darker and darker. The race is going to be interesting here from now on, ladies and gentlemen. The drivers must now pit. Here's Portela pitting. Zephyr going to the pits. Shadow to the pits. Everyone going to... Oh! JP doesn't go to the pits, which means he's going to take the lead of the race for a bit. But he's on the soft tires. He must use the other 2 compounds to not being penalized. Here's Chica. Let's see if the British Revelation manages to get along with the hypercar leaders. Meanwhile, we have also higher behind with the medium compound. Test still pitting, but here's Jeremy. Let's see if Jeremy comes in front of Test. I think he does. Test still fueling up. And yes, we have Jeremy in front of Tesla Fighter. Tesla Fighter 2 is going now with the hard tires. It's going to be complicated to follow Jeremy. Now, Chica is pitting again for fuel. Okay, this is interesting. Not great news. Meanwhile, JP a good distance ahead, fueling up quite slow. Portela with the hard tires, higher, catching up the front leaders, the front battle. Here's Zephyr, here's Shadow. Zephyr with the hard tires during the night. Ooh, it's going to be a complicated stint. And here's Shadow with the soft tires. Now Chica, fueling up. Is he going to be with the same tires? I don't think so. I bet he will go to the hard tires. Probably a long stint during the night might be the trick. We don't know. Here's Portela lapping Buldani. Jeremy took back the lead. Test in P2, Buldani in P3. Whoa, insane light coming from the 4GT. Blue flags for Blue Dunny. Here's Dragon Dark as well. Whoa, be careful with the blue flags, guys. Let's try to follow along. No major problems. Zephyr had to go a little bit wide. Let's take a look at Shadow. Not a problem as well, but here we have a battle 4v4, ladies and gentlemen. Let's follow these along. Oh, some sparkles in the air. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong button. Now we have a great battle 4v4 between Shadow and Zephyr. Hyundai versus Mazda. We have Blue Dunny again as the blue flags. It gets the Zephyr to lose the position to Shadow. Not an easy way to pass over here, but here's Zephyr. Let's take a look at the onboard again. Reminding that the Hyundai has more top speed than the Mazda. Let's see if he tries the outside of the corner. Oh, he tries, but it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough for Zephyr. Let's see. He will keep going until the Indianapolis for sure. The Hyundai has much more top speed than the Mazda, but meanwhile in the cornering, the Mazda might be a tough challenger. Here's Zephyr, overtaking. Shadow trying to defend the inside. And whoa, it's not enough for Zephyr, not enough for Zephyr. It's going to be complicated from now on. Very complicated. Let's see if Zephyr tries the late break. Not really. Great job from Shadow. Here's Test, getting the blue flags. JP is now pitting. Let's see if he manages to change from the softs or to the mediums or to the hard tires. The battle is interesting over here. Here's Jeremy as well. Jeremy, oh, this was a close one. This was a close one. Meanwhile, Shadow gained a bit. This was good news for Shadow. JP still in the pits. Here's Putella. Let's see if JP manages to get in front. I don't think so. Higher, quite behind, but in front of JP. Here comes Shadow. And JP is leaving the pits now. JP leaving the pits with the medium tires. And meanwhile, Shadow still with a little bit off gap to JP. But JP has fresh tires. And Shadow, let me check, sorry, with the soft tires. Okay, interesting. Now the track is getting really cold. We have a 4.0 meters per second of wind going to northeast. Meanwhile, Shika had already a double stop. Jeremy 3 seconds away from Test, both with different strats. Dragon in P3, but Blue Dunny has the real TGM podium for now. Cunha, Beatrix and Marcio and Kira with a race to still be disputed, but quite a hard one. Meanwhile, Portela, our race leader, going in the Honodier. Through the night he goes, leading this race, but higher, trying to get a little bit closer. Hyundai must be overpowered on the top speed, but I think that Alpine has something to say about cornering. Here's Shadow, trying to gain a little bit to JP, improving in his fastest lap time sectors. Chico with a 1 second time penalty. Not great news for our British relation, or runner-up from the last championship. Here's some blue flags with Blue Dunny. Let's take it easy. One of the major recommendations for the blue flags is don't be unpredictable. And we are almost halfway already into the race. And it's been an interesting one, I must say. Here's Jeremy, Testel Fighter, and Buldani. I think Buldani might be fighting for his first podium in TGM, which is great news. Improving his fastest lap, his fastest sector, making his fastest... Oh, and look out! Who we have here? We have JP slowing down, which is great news for Shadow, but we also have a possible fight for the leading of the race. Let's take a look for Shadow, trying to get a little bit closer. Oh, and I can't see anything. So dark. It's completely dark. It's a great challenge for the drivers now to follow this racing line. Zephyr a little bit behind. He is higher. Our first time championship. Our first time TGM champion. But JP is saying hello with the soft tires, I think. No, medium tires, exactly. Zephyr is pitting. Probably getting rid of those hard tires. He's seeing that the hard tires are not giving any much pace. And since he already used the hard tires, and I think the mediums or the softs, I don't know. Reminding that the drivers must use the 3 compounds, or either they will get a penalty. For now, no rain at all. The wind's still quite strong. Might make a difference. And let's follow along the battle for P3 from now on. No, for P2 actually. Higher without slipstream. Let's see what JP can do with the slipstream. 310 kilometers an hour. Oh, that's not good enough. The Hyundai itself, I think it manages to reach 315 or 320 actually. Let me see. 250, 260, 270 for sure. In 5th gear. No saving at all from higher. 305. Oh, not really. 310. Oh, they're quite similar. So, the Mazda with slipstream manages to reach the same speed as the Hyundai without slipstream. What might have the Mazda gain compared with the Hyundai? Maybe in cornering. But for now, higher with the fastest lap. And not worried about with Purtel anymore. He now has 2 angry Mazda LM55s behind him. Zephyr with the soft tires. Left the pits with the Chica 8 seconds behind. Taking a look to the GTEs. Both Jeremy and Test 4 seconds apart. Buldani 30 seconds away. Dragon 30, almost 40 seconds away. But meanwhile Cunha is right behind Dragon, sorry. Dragon Dark 30 from France. Beatrix doing well. Marcio and Kira quite alone on this race, quite solitary race. But let's take a look for the real packed battle here. Here's JP. Lost a little bit of time to Shadow. And Shadow is on the soft tires, which is great news for our Dutchman, for our King, Dutch King, I must correct. Let's try to follow along a bit the onboard. Oh, it's completely dark. It's insane. The cockpit... Oh no, the game bugged. Yeah, now we are seeing the cockpit. It's insane how dark it is on track. We are already halfway in the race. And something must have happened to JP. Half a second penalty, this is great news for Shadow. Incredible news. But JP winning again. Higher with the stable racing as well. everything is still open for the top three. JP with a penalty. Good news for Shadow. The only thing that he has to do is to keep it up with the pace. And since JP has another Mazda, it might be quite good news. Higher lost a little bit of time, but he's gaining, not gaining that much. So the slipstream is making the difference here, but JP with a 1.5 second time penalty. This is awesome news for Shadow. Shadow must be happy. Meanwhile, something happened for Jeremy. Tesla Fighter takes the lead of the GTE category. I'm so sorry for this. I can't watch the replay or the game will crash again or bug. But yes, Tesla Fighter takes the lead of the race, which is quite interesting. Something must have happened to our pole sitter. Along the night we go. It must be already like 2 AM on track. I don't know, we don't have clocks sadly. It's a bummer. This game is incomplete, but anyways. Taking a look at Shadow. Higher gaining some time, but now JP will need to slow down. Let's take a look. After the Indianapolis, he goes a little bit wide as he can to get a better exit, but despite everything, he's already slowing down. And here's Shadow overtaking and saying thank you very much for the position. Our Flying Dutchman going up to the podium places. But this was even greater for Higher. He managed to pull a larger gap from the Mazdas. Who's having a lot of trouble today is Zephyr and Chica, but they're both on different strategies. So let's see what they can pull today. Zephyr with the soft tires, Chica with the mediums. Meanwhile, Test already losing a bit for Jeremy. He was already 4 seconds away, but returned to 3. Test in the hard tires and Jeremy on the mediums. Quite a huge gap between grippers from P2 and P3. Buldan is sitting in quite a comfortable place, but with the tires completely murdered. With that rear left completely dead. Let's take a look at Cunha with the hard tires, completely new. Beatrix on the soft tires. Mercedes and Kira. Kira is on the pause mode, I think. Marcio with more than a half a lap gap from Kira. Now, this is getting interesting. Here's Beatrix leaving the blue flags going by. The hypercars. These actually destabilize a little bit because Portela lost some time to Higher, who lost some time to Shadow, who lost some time to JP. So, the group here at the front getting quite close. Portela starting to have a hard life with the hard tires. Here's Higher. Shadow doing his fastest sector. Fastest personal sector. JP following along in P4. and you can actually see the force and the top speed of the Hyundai. Higher, who is already catching Portela. Let's take a look at this. We might have a battle for the race leader in the hypercar category. Meanwhile, in the GTE, it's still all the same. Test liderating the category, but whoa, Jeremy is right behind. Whoa, and Jeremy went to the pits. Whoa, interesting choice. Test maintains the lead for now, but let's take a look for the hypercar leading. It's already morning in Le Mans. Almost the sunrise is almost starting. Let's go on board with Higher. Already flashing Portela. Here we go. A battle for the race lead in the hypercar category. Before the Porsche corners, Porsche curves. I don't know what you want to call it, but I'll call it one of the most beautiful parts of the track. There's a yellow flag. Something must happen. I don't know what. Oh, it's Blue Danny. Be careful, Blue Danny, please. We must be careful now. Trying to look for his camera. Blue Danny. Oh, Blue Danny here. I think they went by already. Oh, there's a lot of lag. There's a lot of lag. Portela gained some time on the chicanes, but lost again. What a beautiful sunrise here in Le Mans at TGM Le Mans Prologue. Portela leading the race in the lap 12 with 20 minutes to go, followed by Higher and Shadow. JP closes the top 4. Everything's still possible here in front. But here's the Magnum fight. The Titanic fight between Portela, the Rally Master, and the one-time TGM champion in Gran Turismo Sport, and Higher, a one-timer as well, TGM champion, but in Gran Turismo 7. Both these grippers have a championship in each game. Portela not managing to pull away at all, but cornering on the Alpine seems way more stronger. Chica pitting again, and yes, the Alpine doesn't have any chance on the cornering. It's insane. It's insane. Chica pitting again. Quite a race to forget for the British revelation. Oh, his blue flags. Portela managed to pull away a little gap. Let's try to see if the drivers are pulling a strategy as well. Higher with the medium tires and Portela with the hard. But it's going to be difficult. Meanwhile, Shadow is getting closer as well. 20 minutes to go, less than 20 minutes actually. Interesting race here in Le Mans. TGM Le Mans Prologue, the first round of the multi-class second round here in TGM. Reminding that we have the pair scheme. And what a beautiful sunrise. Higher must pit in this lap. Portela will manage to keep going. This is great news for Shadow. But let's see who pulls the better strategy. I think we can put away the chance of raining. The weather is quite clear. We have a beautiful morning here at Le Mans. Meanwhile, Zephyr pulled the fastest lap of the race, 3:25.333 with a Hyundai. Great job from him. But I think he might have to get a longer stint to catch the front runners. Meanwhile, something must have happened to Jeremy. Tesla Fighter in P1, leading the GTE class. Dragon in P2, incredible race by the French driver, but still 43 seconds away from test. Jeremy getting blue flagged, P3, and higher pits as predicted. needs to refuel up. Now, may he choose the medium or the soft tire? At this point, I think he can already go with the soft tire, but it's quite risky, to be honest. We have like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 laps remaining. Quite risky. But let's see. JP with a 1 second penalty. It's great news for Shadow, but whoa, Shadow is pulling a little bit away, or is pulling a little bit closer, I must say, from Portela, who is with the hard tires. This is going to get interesting. But the Mazda doesn't have any pace to follow up with the Alpine, I think. Yeah, the Alpine is a little bit nothing of faster in the straight, like 4 kilometers per hour faster than the Mazda, which is bad. But Portela is pulling away the fastest lap with the hard tires, amazing. And Shadow is with the soft tires. So maybe they will try to pit at the same time. They have similar values of fuel, similar percentage of fuel in the tank. JP meanwhile losing some time. Zephyr, oh, hard tires for higher. Okay, interesting. And a full tank. I think he didn't want to take any risks. Zephyr with soft tire, I think he might need to stop again. Blue flagging here the French driver. JP being the penalty collector. Let's take a look to the GTs. Marcio stopping now. Buldani getting P11. But I think the race is quite decided here in the GTs. Oh, what a bummer for Kira. Wait, does the clock say a 12-minute gap from the leader? Whoa. And here we have it, a battle that I almost lost. I think both drivers will need to pit. Here it is, Shadow versus Portela. Let's try to follow the onboard. Portela tries to defend, but it gets quite complicated right now. Running into the Porsche curves. Portela saves the inside. Shadow won't take any risks, I think. They will need both to pit right now. This might not be great news for Portela. Or might be, we don't know. Let's see if the Rally Master pits now. Yes, he pits, and Shadow pits as well. Let's take a look at JP. He does not need to pit, so we will keep going. But I kinda doubt if he will manage to go until the end. But let's see. Interesting stretch from JP. Zephyr pulling another fastest lap. 3:24.9 in the 11th lap. Sorry, it's quite hard to say. Tesla Fighter pitting right now, having hard tires. Let's see what he's going to choose. Jeremy with a penalty, he's going to slow down. But let's see. I highly doubt that the French driver manages to catch Test. But let's take a look at it. Dragon leaving the Porsche curves. Test reaching the pits. I would say he's not going to fulfill the tank until the end. Let's see, the French driver might leave in front, but let's see if he manages to go until the end. He has soft tires, a quarter of the tank with fuel. Interesting strat. Tesla Fighter. Whoa! What was this? Okay, Tesla Fighter left the pit in a in a weird way. Meanwhile, Jeremy with the hard tires. I think it's going to be hard to follow Test with the soft tires. Test who has a lighter car with less fuel. Jeremy with hard tires and a heavy car. It's going to be complicated to fight for the P2, but the podium he may secure since Cunha is a little bit behind with hard tires as well, but let's see if he does not need to pit again. Meanwhile, JP in front, followed by Portela and Shadow, Higher and Zephyr. Meanwhile, Zephyr came back. He's trying to catch Higher. And what an interesting race, folks. It wasn't a lot about on-track battles, I would say. It was all about strategies. We had some battles offshore, of course. I might have lost some important moments from this race, but I think overall it's not being a bad one. Is Portela with a penalty? Now, I'm curious, when JP will stop, JP will definitely need to stop. Probably he will make another lap, but the gap, ladies and gentlemen, the gap is quite interesting. This penalty is not good, but the good news is Portela is having a penalty as well. So, JP might have the chance to battle with Portela for the lead. I think he will pit now. Let's try to follow along Portela. Shadow, it's getting quite complicated. With the hard tires especially. But I think he might save the podium. Or let's see if Zephyr pulls a surprise out of the box. Because he's with soft tires. We are 10 minutes away from the end. Which means more or less 3 laps to go. Maybe 4. So yeah, I'm curious. About the GTEs. Oh, JP is stopping right now. Let's follow along Portela. Let me see if I can reach up the cockpit view. No, I can't. The Alpine doesn't have it, sorry. Let's see the onboard then. Portela with the soft tires. Half a tank of fuel. Interesting. Let's follow JP. Shadow. Not gaining. Meanwhile, the French driver might need to pit again. Those soft tires are quite dead. I highly doubt that they're going until the end. So Test might have the race in his hands. Here's JP fueling up the Mazda LM55, and he's coming out. Let's see if he comes in front. He's with hard tires. It's going to be complicated, but here's Portela. 4 seconds, 3 seconds behind. Oh, this is going to be complicated for JP. Portela has soft tires, but JP has a lighter car. However, the Alpine is stronger on the straights. Mazda might be OP on the cornering, but the Alpine is going to give some trouble to JP. Both JPs in the first positions, ladies and gentlemen. And already, Portela pushing away with the fastest sector. The hunt has begun, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the Alpine. Quite far away, not enough for slipstream, I think. Here's the Mazda of GP. Our 3 times champion versus our 2 times champion. Oh, and JP, I think he lost a couple of time here. Not the best cornering. The hard tires are still cold. Not in the ideal temperature. Dragon meanwhile stops, which is good news for Jeremy. He's taking the 2nd position of the race in GTEs. Test once again has the race in his hands, but my folks, this is the decisive battle of the race. Let's take a look at Zephyr. Zephyr is as well pulling closer to Higher, but this battle is more interesting. The battle for the lead. Let me remove this. Here we have it. Portela getting closer and closer and even closer. Let's follow along. The Rally Master, also mastering in Le Mans. Want to see the top speed? Let me... Okay. Oh, the slipstream. Oh, he's pulling away quite fast. Here's Portela. Here's Portela. Portela getting closer. JP has a penalty. So it might be all over. It might be all over for JP. He has no chances to defend from this. Portela is totally faster than him. Here it is. JP goes wider, but he has to slow down. What a shame. What a shame. It could be a great battle, but here it is. Portela takes the lead. JP with the hard tires. Not the best choice indeed, but I think it was on strat to leave the hard tires for the end. Still pretty good race from JP. Oh, and there's someone there slowing down as well. Oh, he's higher! Higher lost the position for Zephyr. The two Hyundais swap positions. So Zephyr makes an interesting comeback with the soft tires. I think Higher doesn't have the pace to follow him now, which means Zephyr might have a chance to catch Shadow. Shadow is in the hard tires, so we might be able to see Zephyr fighting for the podium. Let's keep an eye on this, gentlemen. About Testa Fighter, still a race in his hands. Jeremy in P2, but with the French driver right behind. But on TGM table, the P2 is secured for Jeremy. Meanwhile, Cunha might get a podium. He said he had no practice at all, so this is great news for our gripper. Portela pulling away so fast, 2 seconds already, 3 seconds already. But now, folks, let's keep an eye on Zephyr. He's flying, ladies and gentlemen. 3.23.1, the fastest lap of the race so far. And I believe, no, he's already losing a couple of time, but he's gaining on Shadow. Shadow with the hard tires. We're going to have a battle for the podium places. 5 minutes to go until the end of this race. Chica once again pitting. A race to forget for our British revelation. It's a shame. It's a shame. Not the ideal pace today. 4.8 seconds. It's complicated for Zephyr. But he's trying everything. He's giving everything for sure. Our last Super Season champion. Trying to master here a podium. Trying to catch a podium here at Le Mans. Oh, penalty for Shadow. This is not good news. This is not good news for our Dutchman. Not great news. He might have lost the podium here. Oh, Zephyr is lagging quite a lot. Whoa, this is insane. Okay, I think he's back. Oh, some lag over here, over the cars. Portela 5 seconds away. He has the race in his hands. Whoa, sliding a bit. Careful with those soft tires. JP with the hard tires. I think JP could have a chance even with the medium tires, but it would be complex. So the soft tires would be the ideal stuff for JP. Here's Shadow slowing down. Zephyr. Great news for Zephyr over here, ladies and gentlemen. Gaining some time to our Dutchman. Incredible news. Meanwhile, Higher couldn't follow along. 2 seconds behind. Zephyr is rushing, ladies and gentlemen, but we have Marcio in front. He needs to be careful. No, he already overtook Marcio. Marcio got the life easier, as a blue flag should do. Oh, and be careful. Shadow is already seeing Zephyr in his mirrors. Oh, be careful, Kira. There was a blue flag. Oh, sliding a bit, sliding a bit. Here's Zephyr. Will Zephyr manage to catch the Dutchman before the long straight? I don't think so. I think Zephyr will save it for the straight, since the Hyundai is the most overpowered car in this category at straight light speed. 2.1 seconds, lost a couple of time. Complicated to follow along. That penalty might have dictated the race for Shadow. This is the last lap. This is the last lap of the race, I think. So we might have here a battle in the last lap. In the last lap for the P3, for the podium. Zephyr. Life is not easy for Zephyr. 2.3. Let's check on these tires. Oh, what about the fuel? The fuel. Zephyr is so much low on fuel. Will it be enough? I don't think. Let's see if he short shifts. No, he's not. Oh, he's short shifting a bit, but Shadow is pulling away again. Zephyr didn't manage the fuel that well, and now he has Buldani in front. These two folks don't have not good stories in common. And yeah, Shadow pulling away again. Zephyr had wasted a lot of fuel, didn't manage to save it until the end of the race, I think. But now he's pulling closer again. Shadow must focus until the finish line. This is the final lap of the race. This is the whoa, who's going wide? I think it was Buldani. Yes, it is Buldani going. Oh, be careful, blue flags. Blue flags. Okay, Buldani went away a bit. Meanwhile, Cunha. That's the fighter already won the race. Here it is. The winner for the GTE in Le Mans Prologue TGM race. Tesla Fighter collecting another victory here in TGM. Here's Jeremy with the second podium. Congratulations to both drivers. Incredible race. Here's Dragon. Not an official podium, an official TGM podium, but incredible stuff here. Where's Portela? Portela is coming along. But who is right behind Shadow? Who is right behind Shadow? It's Zephyr again. Zephyr is trying everything he can. But let's take a look to our hypercar winner. J Portela Gang 97 collects another victory in TGM by winning the TGM GT7 Le Mans Portela wins the GT7 TGM Le Mans Prologue. Incredible race from our two-time champions. Here's JP following P2, and whoa, what a close battle between Shadow and Zephyr, but it's going to be Shadow who takes the podium by such a small gap. It was so close, it was so close. Congratulations to both, but Shadow takes the P3, Zephyr P4, higher certainly in P5, and Chica P6. Tesla Fighter wins the race. Jeremy takes another podium. Cunha collects another podium as well. Nice job from him. Buldani P4, Mercedes P5. Beatrix in her first race as a gripper, doing also an interesting job, and Kira in last place, sadly. What a race, ladies and gentlemen. What an afternoon after all. This was completely insane. I'm out of words for this, honestly. Congratulations to the winners. Incredible job. Not so lucky for Chica. What a shame. His strat was not the best one. Finishing the race still, but he has the position already. Fastest lap for Zephyr. What a flying lap. And it was so close between Zephyr and Shadow. 0.250 seconds. This is insane. What an ending. Congratulations to both drivers. What a battle this was. And that's it folks. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. This was a long afternoon. So many red flags among these. 2 hours of stream. I'm sorry I'm not able to read the chat right now. But here it is. Portela takes the win. And probably the lobby will crash. I think so. I think the lobby will crash. I don't like this. Oh, okay. Let me save the replay. Oh, I can't, right, because I left. So, please save the replay. Blah, blah, blah. Please save replay. It was this, folks. I'm so tired. I'm out of words. It was an insane race. Congratulations to Portela. Congratulations to Test. This was the first round of TGM multi-class second round of pair scheme races. That scheme is going to end, I think, but for now we have that scheme going, and that's it, folks. Thank you for watching. This was a long afternoon, and I will see you in the next event. Stay tuned with TGM, because we will have some great news soon. So thank you for watching. Let's have a one last look at the table, at the timetable, at the classification score table. Sorry, I'm so tired. 5 red flags. It was insane. This was historic for the TGM books. Thank you for watching. I'm going to end. I'm going to rest. Hope you enjoyed, despite everything. And yes, see you, and stay tuned.